Hey, Quants. Today is going to be a quick one. I will go through the charts, but I want to start off with just sharing a little April Fool's Day thing that I built for anybody who's interested in checking it out. I will have the link to this down in the description, and I did post the link to it on my X page. So it's called Jest. It's at jest.quantalchemy.io, and it's just a simple joke kind of application that will just throw out some jokes here. If you're on your phone, it should work if you swipe. Although I will say I didn't test that out myself too much. Just the tapping will work here, and it gives you some funny jokes that are geared towards builders and people who are into financial markets and doing trading and that kind of stuff. So just a fun April Fool's Day thing. So you can click through here. There's a number of jokes in there, and I shared it with a number of people in the Discord community, and they thought that some of those were quite funny, and I did as well. So I did mostly just AI generate this, so it wasn't like I did have to touch up a few things. AI still isn't very good with doing a lot of SVG stuff, and I like to have my images looking very crisp, and so I like to have that production quality there. So I did make sure that I got that stuff on point before I shipped it out, but mostly I just was doing a squat day today, got done squatting, and decided to use some AI technology to prompt out something that this idea here that popped in my head, and I thought it'd be a fun thing for April Fool's Day. So if you guys want to check that out, link will be down in the description. And with that said, let's jump over to the charts. So it looked like markets had kind of bounced a little bit yesterday. I haven't been following it. I mean, I follow it in the sense that I'm on every day. I probably see that I do look at the charts most every day, but I'm also heads down quite a bit right now and just working on different things. So we'll switch things around a little bit. Take a look at silver just because I'm on silver right now. You got the Gann swing, the 1 day break. So if yesterday we got that break, so that would have been a potential area to buy. Of course, the trending indicator, if you're following the master strategy, is a little bit slower. I did mention these were lower and they had the potential to go up, but that was the only thing looking bullish. I mean, that wasn't true. The main thing looking bullish short term, you still did have the macro trend on the master strategy indicating that things were still pointed up, and we didn't even get a touch of that. So, I mean, in the traditional sense, that would be your typical buy target. I know we already got that on gold. We'll just bounce over here and take a look at gold real quick. Looking at gold, yeah, we did get that hard bounce off of there. It looked like it was maybe just going to puke it up, but it just set in another retested low and continued on. So again, same thing. You would have got the break again yesterday if you're doing the Gann swing trading. If you're just doing the traditional, more macro strategy, your buy target would have been the touch of the 200s, which you did get with gold. Up quite a bit now from off of that, about 500 points it looks like. So that would have been a good thing. But in the short term trend following context, we haven't got a cross of the 9 and 21 EMAs. And, I've mentioned this before. Short-term trading, well, on the daily, that doesn't really pan out very well with this, but it does work on macro time frames. So if we get a cross, might be a chance to take another entry if you didn't take one already. However, the way things have been basing out here, I would be cautious with that and maybe look to wait and see how things go. A lot of that's just based on the whole macro. We have midterm cycles coming up, or midterm elections coming up, and so the potential culmination of the 18.6-year land cycle happening. Although I will say, in my opinion, and some of the guys that I follow, which like Phil Anderson, the individual who wrote the book that kind of coined the 18.6-year land cycle, he didn't invent it. He's just the individual nowadays that gets recognized for acknowledging that and identifying it, and he put out a pretty decent book on the history going back towards the 1776, and how that's kind of how the land cycle has developed through the last 250 years or so. And so with that said, I think those individuals are of the same opinion that we individuals who are expecting a top in the cycle are expecting a top of the land cycle in 2026, but that does not necessarily mean that you would see a top in all the other markets, because that tends to lag the 18.6-year land cycle, and so we would expect a top in those to happen 6 months to a year afterwards. And so that is potentially a catalyst, or something you could look for if you are expecting markets to continue to go up a little bit later than what they've already gone. With that said, markets have already shot up quite a bit, and so if you're taking profits and just protecting yourself right now, especially because we are in a midterm election year, and that tends to be things tend to go down until the fourth quarter or so. That's probably a prudent move, and I will admit that I've done some of that myself. And if I don't have all my money in the market going into the end of the 18.6-year land cycle, and we do continue to see things move up and top later after 2026, maybe into 2027, then, you know, I won't be too sad if I don't catch every single move with all of my money. And so, however little that may be. So let's drop over to BTC here. So yeah, still looks like we got that. Yeah, man, we're still kind of playing off that diagonal trend line there as potentially resistance here. So it looks like that's kind of playing out. But do we have anything here? The oscillators are low. They have a chance to potentially move up. So other than that, really not a whole lot going on BTC here. It's just kind of been hanging out in that range. I will say I've mentioned that this being the support down here where my cursor is, we have a little potential for having that area of support on BTC, and if it broke down, then that could be a catalyst for falling much further. But well, I don't know if I'd say much further, but down to the targets that individuals have been calling around $50,000 or something like that. So with that said, we didn't break off of that yet, but at the same time, we're only hanging out in about the middle of the range right now as well. And so yeah, nothing real conclusive there. So BTC is just kind of hanging out in no man's land there. So that's going to be it for today. Again, if you want to check out that joke, get some jokes and just have a little bit of fun, I'll have the link to the description of that app there. If you don't want to click on it and you just want to remember what I said, it's jest.quantalchemy.io. And I hope if you do check that out, you enjoy it and have a good time with it. And so everyone have a happy April Fool's Day. I said that a few times today, and I was like, do people actually say that? I guess I say it. So, and that will be it for today. We will catch you on the next one. Peace, Quants.